I was driving home when my wife texted, "Oh my God." I pulled over as fast as I could, completely panicking. "Is everything okay?" I texted back with shaking hands. 3 dots appeared and disappeared on my phone screen for what felt like forever, before her response finally came through. "I adopted a puppy." Relief washed over me as I realized it was nothing. But right as I put my phone down, I saw the headlights. Someone smashed right into my car head on, and I remember rolling and being in pain. I finally stopped, barely awake, and watched a young woman crawl out of the other car. I tried to get her attention. "Help me. Ma'am, please call 911. She walked toward me unsteadily, and for a second I thought she was coming to help. But when she got close enough to see my mangled car and the blood spreading across my shirt, her eyes went wide with panic. She looked around frantically, then turned and ran away from the scene. I remember waking up to the red and blue lights, and was so happy a police officer appeared at my shattered window. But instead of the concern I expected, his expression was pure rage. "What did you do?" He wasn't asking, he was accusing. "What the hell did you do?" His flashlight beam hit my eyes like needles as he yanked open what was left of my door. "She hit me." The girl, she ran, but he wasn't listening. He was pulling me out of the car despite my screams about my neck, despite the blood pooling beneath me. "You're gonna pay for this," he kept saying. "You're gonna pay." The paramedics arrived and had to physically intervene to get him to let go of me. Even as they strapped me to the backboard, carefully stabilizing my clearly broken neck, the officer followed the ambulance to the hospital, his fury inexplicable and terrifying. The emergency room was supposed to be a safe space, but the officer turned it into an interrogation chamber. While doctors tried to assess whether I'd ever walk again, he stood at the foot of my bed firing questions. "You were drunk, weren't you? You were texting." The accusations came so fast I started to believe him, but I couldn't even move. The nurses kept trying to make him leave, but he had a badge and used it like a weapon. My wife and her brother came by, horrified to see me with a broken neck. Her brother, who happened to be a defense attorney, took one look at the officer's aggressive behavior and my condition, and immediately started recording everything on his phone. "Officer, my client is under medical care and clearly traumatized. This interrogation needs to stop." His face went red, but he knew he had to leave. I showed up to court still wearing a neck brace. The officer testified with absolute conviction that I'd caused the accident, that witnesses saw me driving erratically, that I'd tried to flee. His story was so detailed, so confident, that even I almost believed it despite having no memory of doing any of it. The judge seemed ready to throw the book at me, but Marcus had been busy. "Your Honor, I actually have something to show you." He pulled out his laptop and started presenting what he'd found. Traffic camera footage from a gas station a mile away showed my car driving perfectly normally minutes before the crash. But not only was she distracted, that police officer was her uncle. As soon as he said that, the girl broke down completely on the stand, sobbing as the truth poured out. "Yes, okay, he's my uncle. I knew I wasn't supposed to be driving. I don't have a license yet." The officer's face went from red to white as his niece continued. "He said he'd make it look like the other driver's fault, that nobody would believe them over a cop anyway." The courtroom erupted. As they led him away in handcuffs, I saw him look back at me, and even though it hurt a lot, I still managed to raise my middle finger at him.